Thank you for the opportunity to address you this afternoon. As you know, my name is Leonard Wiebe. I work with John Yao, who's the president and CEO of Hermay Labs. Today, I want to talk to you about a project that has been front and center for us for quite a while now. But just to tell you a little bit about the company, first of all, the company is really, the intention of this company is to be an innovation generator, and that we try to apply entrepreneurship and our scientific knowledge to transform ideas into programs and products. John has a wide experience and with the team that he's assembled, he's able to present a fairly broad palette of both techniques and products. And the idea behind Hermay is that, in fact, we apply techniques like Protax and others to develop our products. Now, the products that we're interested in and what I want to talk about today is vitamin E. We're interested in vitamin E derivatives. Our history is that we've had competitive research funding. It was done with a colleague of mine at the Peter MacCallum Cancer Institute in Melbourne. And it's a project that if we have time in the questions, I'll say just a little bit more, because it's vitamin E, you might think is a nice science topic, but it's not without its political implications. Our interest in vitamin E is twofold. One is to identify sources and apply techniques to its recovery. It occurs in low concentrations, and because of that, it provides some challenges. Canola oil is something, though, that's familiar to most of us in Western Canada, and that's where I eventually want to get to with vitamin E. I'm not going to talk about vitamin E and its many essential roles in the body. I think that most of us would have some familiarity with it. Probably what we're less familiar with is the fact that there are 8 natural isomers, and these natural isomers have pharmacological activity in addition to their oxidative properties. And one of the things that's very important when you're doing this kind of work is supply of resource. And I've got a little bit of information here just to tell you, to convince you that there is a huge resource available in Canada, and particularly in Western Canada. There's a large amount of recoverable vitamin E, of which currently we're recovering, I think, about 0. It's worth a lot of money, and there are opportunities to develop in this area. Now, one of the questions might be, what about other competitive sources? When Peter, you and I worked on palm oil in the Australian grant, of course, that turns out to be one of the major areas, but it's also the area that has a political implication. Can I get to the next slide? How do I do that? Here we go. So what Hermay is trying to do is to exploit the resource that we're sitting on right in Canada. Right now, what's happening is that canola oil is being recovered by crushing canola seed, and that it's being developed through distillation processes and so on to produce biodiesel. This is very interesting as well, because canola is a GMO product. It's genetically modified, and as such, although most of the world uses canola oil in cooking, it's not approved for cooking applications, food applications in Europe. So although Europe is a large potential market, it's only interested in Canadian canola from the biofuel perspective. So what we are doing is twofold. We're interested in the natural resource, in developing the natural resource, and to this end, John Yao has already been in contact with the canola producers in Canada. But we also want to develop drug platforms based on vitamin E, products that are useful for skin, products that are useful for cancer, for brain injuries, and for cardiac applications. Just to give you an example, one of the projects that we were working on in Australia related to the development of agents that we could use to image the biodistribution, and from the biodistribution imply applications for specific products. We also, as part of this work, want to develop better oral bioavailability. Right now, if you take a vitamin E capsule by mouth, probably about 0.1% of the content of vitamin E is absorbed. So there's a big area of development and improvement there. And we want to tailor the pharmacokinetics to avoid things like, as you can see in this image under TOCO, F-TOCO, high concentration of material in the liver and in the upper gastrointestinal tract. Next slide. And this should be the last slide. So what do we want with all of this? Hermay is looking for partners to co-develop products, to co-develop the resource, and to market any particular products like vitamin E analogs that we are producing. And just to underline that a little bit, the functional, the biofunctional, pharmacological functional characteristics of vitamin E are fairly well mapped out. This is the part that is the redox. It's the one that everybody knows about. It's an antioxidant. This is the part that's not known so well, where a lot of pharmacology is hidden with regard to applications in oncology and neurology and cardiology. And then this is the part that puts the drug into the functional area. The work that we've been doing and the work that the patent addresses is primarily in this early area. So just to close, if you have an interest in following up, John Yao, I think, is here today, but he's also easily accessible. If I have 30 seconds, I'll just remind you, I said at the beginning, political, and you might ask the question, we had super funding from the Malaysian Palm Oil Board of a very large grant that we actually had to terminate, and this is the political part. Malaysian palm oil comes from palm farming, which takes out natural habitat. And in Australia, it was determined that a national institute like the Peter MacCallum Cancer Institute could not accept funding from an organization like that. So we had to drop about the last 20% of our grant by the time this caught up with us. And it's one of the things that puts canola in the market. People are concerned about things like environment. And by moving our resource from palm to canola, we can largely eliminate that one social concern. I think I'll stop there and respond to questions. And also, if John is there, Michael, perhaps John Yao would want to answer questions as well.
Len, I just asked a question in the chat space, but we'll ask it here. What are the prospects for delivery vehicles? You've got extraction sort of nicely, but you might want more specific delivery or enhanced delivery to specific organ systems, or I'm not sure. Is there any progress in that area where you could continue to increase the value of your offer?
Well, I think it's one of the areas that we've really been concentrating on, and we're working with a group of biomodelers, molecular modelers, to give us, to help us predict modifications that we can make of the molecule to avoid losing the properties we want, but helping us to guide that through challenges like bioavailability and biodistribution and overall kinetics.
Thank you.